Hi, OBU student teachers. Erin Whitney here. Today, I'm just going to give you some thoughts on resumes and job searching, getting on the hunt for a job. Excuse the mess. My husband and I are moving, so this is just kind of what we're living in right now with packing things up. Just a reminder, I'm in Memphis, Tennessee, working in the Shelby County School District. I have to do two things on this little video chat. First thing I want to tell you about just my story with finding a job and all that. Second thing, I want to share some tips. So let me share some tips first, and then I'll tell you my little journey after that. So when I went looking for a job, nothing beats face-to-face contact. If you know an area that you're wanting to work or a district you're interested in, or if maybe you're just wide open to things, do your research. Look up their websites, look up the district, see what steps you need to take to be in an employee portal or to be in a resume pool for the district, because that'll be the first question they'll ask you. Well, have you applied with the district? So make sure that you've done everything you need to do there. It's typically a process online of submitting papers or whatnot and information. So make sure that you have done all that with the district before, I would say prior to going into the schools, because that will be a question. And then I visited 19 elementary schools in the Memphis area. 19. So I made a master list, and on my spring break, which was different from Tennessee's at that time, I went to every school. I put in the GPS and I researched them, and if I was able to meet with the principal, I met with the principal, which typically principals are extremely busy, so don't take it personally if you don't hear back from them, because they'll make a mental note that you physically came to meet them. And 19 schools, and I dropped off a resume at each and every one of them. So have plenty of copies made on resume paper. Be professional. Go nicely dressed and go ready. If they were to throw you back in an interview, be ready for that. So I went in, met these principals, and a little bit later I'll tell you, the 19, one called me back. So 1 out of 19, okay? You can do this. If I can do it, you can do it. So let me show you what I sent. You can buy these little thingies. You can buy these like at Walmart. And this is my resume. Did I design this? No. Did my roommate design this? Yes. Find a graphic design major who you can befriend, and they can help you make an amazing resume. Or there's lots of programs. I'm trying to think of a good one. I can send a list to Ms. Schultz of some different programs you can use. I think Resume Now, I think that's when I was looking at the other day, has a template. Find an eye-catching template. And if you're going into elementary, you can kind of have some fun with some color, okay? So we'll give you tips with this resume. It's on the nice paper, all right? So originally I thought, what am I going to put on here, because I don't have any experience. But yes, you do. You have tons of experience through Ouachita. So I've got my qualification, my education, academic awards you've been given or you might earn at the end of your student teaching, skills. So I have like training in Promethean board technology. If you've had instructional technology, you have training in those things. Group collaboration, creative lesson planning, teaching experience. I've listed my professional education courses. I've listed my literacy case study, teacher work sample. I've listed my practicum hours and where they were. Bulleted. I have my other work experience with references and then other honors and activities. So this is just your at-a-glance nice resume where all your exciting things go, okay? I have that. I made a little cover because it's a little over the top, but you want to be over the top, because if you want a job, you gotta come in prepared. So I have my little cover thing, and this is what I brought to my interview. I brought like 10 of these with me because I didn't know how many people would be in my interview room. So I brought these so everyone had one to look at. And if you open this up, I have some letters of recommendation. Actually, this is my cover letter specific to Dexter, why I wanted to work at Dexter. So here's my cover letter. And then if you flip it over, I have my 3 letters of recommendation that I have. One from Ms. Schultz, one from my student teaching teacher, Ms. Brocious, and then another one from Dr. Bruning. So I have those letters of recommendation. My suggestion on that is if you are requesting one, do it early so they have plenty of time to get it to you. Okay, so those are my letters of recommendation. Then I just included some things that I had, like some things that I would include in my classroom, some rules, some classroom procedures, some things. These are things from class, like assignments that I had that I just made nice copies of to put in there. Then I've included 2 lesson plans. I include a lesson plan that you know is awesome and has incorporated a lot of different skills, some higher order thinking, and some challenging activities, because they might ask you to come in and teach something as part of the interview process. That's a large possibility. So go ahead and think through what lessons you'd be comfortable doing that with, or what lessons you'd be comfortable talking through. So I've included one on fact and opinion, and then any proof. Okay, yeah, look at that. Yeah, I gotta do that again. That was good. So I've got that, and then I've got another one, science lesson plan. So a reading one, literature one based, and then I have one that's science based. And so those are in there again so they can see your planning. Put 2 in there that maybe you would feel comfortable talking through. And then at the end, I included just pictures of things that I had done in the classroom. Obviously, this is kind of like community-minded for the Reading Across America stuff. These are like robot shapes when we talked about shapes and geometry, all that. So something, again, you can talk about that ties to a lesson in a standard connection, learning things. And then here in kindergarten, we had a little word thing, something I could talk through with consonants, vowels. So this is what I have. This is not required. This is just what I did. So this is what worked for me. And then the resume, I put one in the front of this, but it's loose so they can pull it out. This might not be your style, but this is what I did. And they did say they were impressed with the organization and the thinking ahead. So if you want to steal my idea, do it. So that's what I did for my interviews. I gave everyone one of those bound together, and then they asked questions, which I think hopefully you'll be able to do some mock interviews and talk through things. One question I got when I was looking at schools, and this is why I think that they didn't call me back, because I didn't know. When the principal asked me, why did you choose our school? And I was like, because I need a job. I didn't say that, but I thought it. So I said some kind of silly answer. But if you're going to want to work at a school, you need to have a good reason as to why you want to work there. Why are you motivated to look at their elementary school? What sets them apart? What interests you to become part of that team? And so I would say do your research, put effort into this resume, have sets of eyes look at it, have people look at it, tell you things that they think are good, maybe things you need to change, and be prepared. I would say if it takes walking physically in somewhere to get hired, then that's what you do. You do what you need to do to prove yourself, and to come in with that energy and excitement of being a first-year teacher. Something I used when they said, I did get asked, why would we hire you over like a tenured teacher, someone who's taught for a long time? And my, I think my roundabout answer for that was, I'm moldable, I am adaptable to change, I am excited to use technology in my room, and I'm trained on that. Just using that young, you've got energy and excitement, and you're ready to just tackle whatever they need. Make good answers. So I might be rambling, and I apologize. I hope this is semi-helpful. And then just a little bit about my story. So I was really stressed and anxious. Anytime I talk about jobs in this kind of setting, I would start to tear up because I was like, I just want a job. And I remember praying Lord, just give me a classroom. I just want my own students. It's I just want 4 walls. I want a chalkboard. Just that's all I need. That's all I want. And that is exactly what he gave me, were 4 walls and a chalkboard. I didn't have Wi-Fi. And I thought, okay, Lord, you answered my prayer. I'm here in my own classroom with my students. And eventually I got some good technology to use. But when I came to Memphis, I was really concerned because I didn't know anyone. I didn't have any connections. And come to find out that Miss Schultz's daughter, Joy, her husband had come to Mid-America too. And when he was in seminary, Joy taught at Dexter. And my principal was her principal. And we got connected, and Joy made a contact for me just to put a word in for me to Dr. Holloway, and that connection helped me get an interview after I had met her in person when I went into the schools in March, and the Lord just worked it out. So all that to say, even if you feel like you don't know where you're going to work, or you don't know if there's a job for you. Like, the Lord has a plan for you, and he's going to work it out. Even if you move somewhere you don't know anybody and you don't think there's a connection in the world to help you get your foot in the door, God works through the circumstances, and he took care of everything in his timing. And looking back, I think, why was I anxious about any of that? Because the Lord had prepared a place for me, and I knew that he had called me to teach. I knew that the Lord had called my husband to go to seminary, and that he was going to provide for us. And so when I look back at looking at a job, I firmly look and see that it was not me at all. I mean, my effort, like, the Lord expected me to do my part and to do all that I could to prepare for a job, but he ultimately took care of it. He truly did. And so when I look back at it, I think, yeah, the Lord provided that job. When someone would say, how'd you get hired in Shelby County? Because then there's jobs. I'm like, the Lord literally prepared this place for me. And so you feel called to teach, and God has equipped you to do that, then he's going to provide you a place to serve. So take this time to prepare just mentally, and to gain wisdom from the people that Ms. Schultz is going to bring in, and your professors in the interview experience. Ask them what are things you can improve on. If you have questions for me, I mean, I am available. Ms. Schultz can give you my email address if you just have questions to bounce off or ideas for interview. But know that the Lord has a place for you, and he's prepared you, and he's equipping you right now for that classroom and for those students who are just going to steal your heart. So I hope this was helpful. Maybe it wasn't. I hope it was. So anyway, enjoy your day away from the kiddos and getting some good experience. Okay,